The hotel we're staying at here in Manila is the Best Western La Corona. There are more than one Best Western, so you got to know which one. It is about 2 blocks from the embassy, which is the main reason we picked it. It's also about 3 blocks from Ocean Park Aquarium, big, giant, nice aquarium. We're about 2 blocks from Rizal Park. Embassy's there, aquarium's there, Rizal Park's there, and that way, about 3 blocks, is the biggest Robinsons Mall I've ever seen. You would think this is a crazy giant mall until you go to Mall of Asia. Then you go, oh my God. Philippines has some crazy malls. This Robinsons is 4 stories and it's a labyrinth. It goes on for, it's got to be 8 city blocks. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So this is a great location. You're close to everything that we wanted to do. You got the mall right there, which has any shopping, any restaurants you'd need. You got the embassy, the aquarium, Rizal Park, Mall of Asia, and the zoo are not very far away, and the airport is only about 7 kilometers away. Depending on traffic, that can be a 20-minute ride or a 2-hour ride. Getting here from the airport took us about 35 minutes. And then, of course, the driver had no idea where the hotel was. Luckily, I Google everything before we come, and I had a Google map to show him where it was. I told him the intersection. I told him we're right next to Ermita Shrine. Gave him the intersection of the streets, and he still has this blank look. He had no idea where we were going. He understood Ermita, and that's about all he understood. He started going the right direction. And I'm like, turn here, turn there. That's going to be a one-way street. You can't go there. And it's like, I know he can't know. Manila's big. He can't know everything. But wow, really? He had no clue. Luckily, I did. Manila is big. There is a lot of traffic. There are about 100 million people in the country, and almost 25% of them live here. Depending on the list, I've seen it, depending on what they consider Manila proper. It's between 12 million and 25 million, depending on what they call the big metro area. They got a lot of folks. There's a lot of traffic. We're going to take a look around the room real quick. Not a whole lot to show. I mean, it's a basic hotel room, but this place stands out in service. The room is about what you'd expect. It's a little small, but it was $2,003 a night, which is what, 45, 50 bucks. Queen size bed. The aircon is way oversized for the room. I was freezing, so you'd know she had to be cold. We don't have the best view out the window, but you know, there's a Jollibee's and a 7-Eleven and a mini stop right there across the street. The bathroom's actually pretty nice. It's got hot and cold running water. They have 110 and 220 volt power. And the shower head up here is one of those rain heads, which I love. It turns out Melanie likes it too. So that must be what I like about her. We have the same taste in bathroom fixtures. Westerners love that. By the way, the tap water is not safe for drinking. Yeah, no kidding. It's a little bundled up. She's cold. She stayed bundled up. But we had a good time. The service here was amazing. I cannot stress enough how good the service was here. Now, she wanted to steal this, but I don't think she ever did. Well, it's not a whole lot to say about the hotel building. I mean, it's relatively small. The rooms are nice. They're well maintained. Like I said, the aircon was almost too cold. Free breakfast was okay. Nothing spectacular, but it was, you know, it was good. Nice omelets. But the service, I felt the service was very good. We got there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, we know check-in is not till 2 in the afternoon, but they do luggage storage. So we're gonna go in and drop off our bags, and then just go wander around. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning, way too early to check in. We're not trying to check in. I asked them about luggage service, and they go, yes, we can store it, but if you can wait 15 minutes, we've got a room for you. I was like, okay. So we got the room, got the bags put in there, so we checked in way early, so already that was a good start. I use hotels.com because every 11th night is free. They've got a little way you collect points, and every 10 nights you buy, they give you a free night. So this was 4 nights here, and we're almost to a free night again. The room was $2,003, which without doing the math is like, you know, $45, $50, whatever it is, man. Pretty cheap. It was, well, 4 nights was $180. So there you go. But they did a real good job. Anything we needed, they took good care of us. They kept the room clean. When we went to check out, the checkout procedure was like 5 minutes. They just ran up to look at the honor bar to see if we used anything. We did not. That's the only, not even a complaint. The only thing I noticed, their honor bar is expensive. Most hotels here don't charge that much for their snacks. They did. And there's a mini stop and a 7-Eleven right across the street, so we didn't use nothing out of their refrigerator. But we had a crazy early flight. I didn't want to have a flight that early, but we had to leave the hotel at 5 o'clock. So when I told them we were going to be checking out early and asked them if they could call us a taxi, they said, we can get you a taxi, but at that hour, sometimes it's hard to get them to use the meter, and I'm sure that can be true. They recommended we take their hotel car. The website says they do airport transfers, but it's $1,500 per person. And there's no way I'm paying $3,000 for a ride to the airport. It's only 7 kilometers. But they said they would do it for $750 for both of us. And I was like, well, it's 300 pesos on a meter. If we have to argue with the driver, who knows what it would be. So $750 and it's their driver already here? Yeah, let's do it. I went ahead and just paid a little extra for that, but it was worth it, I felt. And they offered, because we weren't going to be there for our free breakfast, they would pack us a breakfast that we could eat at the airport. And it was a pretty simple breakfast. It was something I'm sure they pack them well in advance. There was nothing that would go bad. It was some bread with butter. It wasn't even toasted. It was just 2 slices of bread, 2 pats of butter, banana, some yogurt, juice, and water. So they packed it up in a little to-go containers and had that ready for us. When we came downstairs to check out, they gave us our breakfast, had the driver take us to the airport. It was all great. I thought it was a really good hotel. I definitely would be using it again. I like the Ermita neighborhood. As I said, we're right by Rizal Park, the aquarium, the embassy, a couple malls. It's real convenient. It's not too far from the airport. And the service here was really good. And not just good for the Philippines, because no offense, the Philippines, generally the hotel service pretty much sucks. This was good hotel service for anywhere. I've traveled a lot, and this was really good service. So I really recommend this hotel. And no, they're not paying me to say this, but they could. I take donations. Best Western, give me a call. Oh, so from the airport, they have a metered taxi stand. There's a yellow taxi. Anywhere we use the taxi stand that they give you the little receipt, they use the meter. If you flag down a taxi in town, you're kind of on your own. The meter taxi from the airport was just right about 300 pesos. I think it was a little under, I forget exactly. So it's a pretty cheap ride. No arguments from him at all. Any taxi we flagged down on the street, they wanted to argue, go, oh, well, because of the traffic and rush hour and this and that. always got an excuse that they don't want to use the meter. You can insist on the meter and they'll get mad, but they'll probably do it. Usually I just tell them to fuck off and I go find another taxi. I'll say, don't want to use the meter? I don't want to use your taxi, and I go get another taxi. It's just, I don't worry about it. But at the airport, you have the taxi stand. At the malls, they'll have a taxi stand. Those that use the meter, no problem, no hassle. This is a Viramita shrine. It's big enough to show up on the Google labels on the map. I don't really know what it is. I don't know any history of it. I probably should look into it, but you know what? I'm not a travel vlogger. I'm just kind of hanging out and having a good time. And he wants to sell me some jewelry.
Silver dollar.
They've got these silver dollars they sell.
Morgan coins. And the Indian coins. Give you $10 each morning price. $10 each. Just choose. This one 1804. $10 each.
Nah, no thank you. They sell these silver dollars. They're from the 1890s. Morgan silver dollars. They're all in.
How much again?
No thank you. I really wouldn't mind having a couple just because they're big old silver dollars. But the condition of them is terrible. So I know there's no real value to them. I looked online just because I was interested. If you can find them in good condition, they are $30 each. These are in horrible condition. So I know they're not worth anything, but they're trying to sell them for $30 each. Now this guy dropped down from 30 to 10 real quick. So even that, you know, is not a real price. I don't want them bad enough to even barter with them, but the big dollars would be kind of fun to have. This is the Best Western, La Corona. Not a very large place, but it's not bad. We're up here somewhere. One of those third floor windows. You can see this beautiful blue wall from our window. Good day.
Silver dollar, world money sale.
No, thank you.
I give you best price for you.
No, thank you. From our window, I could see this little white sign here, and it looked like Aussie Mike's. It's actually, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, McKee, M-C-K-I-E, Aussie McKee's. I still think of it as Aussie Mike's, because from our window of the hotel, that's what it looked like it said. I was looking for some place to get a drink and not be hassled by the girls. I got nothing against girls. I like girls. But I just wasn't looking for a, you know, hey mister, buy me drink kind of place. I wanted just a little place I could sit down at a bar and have a drink, maybe get something to eat. I figured maybe an Aussie knows how to cook. So we ended up coming in here, and wow, the food is amazing. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
The bar is nice. It's not a girly bar, and the food is freaking amazing. Loved the food. Ended up taking Melanie for dinner last night, and she loved it. Then we both laid there going, oh, I'm too full, because we ate too much. But it was good. So I'm glad I saw that. I was just looking out the window. I said this is a good location, and for a lot of stuff it is, but there's not a lot of restaurants here. There's some of your basic, you know, your street food. They come out later and do the barbecue, which that's always good, but there's not much. There's a Pizza Hut and an Andox chicken down there. There's a Jollibee's. There's not a whole lot right here. And we end up going to the mall, which is over there somewhere, 2 or 3 blocks away. And at the mall, you can get anything you want. But it's a long way. She would be fine. She would be fine eating at Jollibee's every day. I can eat Jollibee's, but not every day. So I ended up at this Ozzie McKee's, and curry beef pie was really good, man. So we're gonna go inside now and have some breakfast. It's getting loud out here. Should have been out here a little bit earlier, because around 7:30 in the morning you get a really good show. Whole bunch of girls come out of the hotels going home. That's the 4th person trying to sell me this handful of dollar coins. If those coins were worth anything, they would not be selling them by the handfuls out on the streets. So I don't know what they're worth. I wouldn't mind getting a couple, but goddamn, they ask $1,500 each. I ain't doing that. So that's the Best Western La Corona here in Manila. We had a very good time here. Wonderful service. I highly recommend this place. Enjoy your day in paradise.